Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Hi, I'm Maggie No. Welcome back to the R.I.P. Reading is Phenomenal podcast. I'm your host, Maggie No. We're here again to talk about Comey, James Comey, ex-FBI director. So actually, right now, chapters 11 and 12 cover that Comey and his team figured out that Russia did meddle in the 2016 election. And they decided that they just had to tell the president-elect, Donald Trump, this news. They also had to inform the president that there are allegations that when he was in Russia, he hired Russian prostitutes, and he stayed in the same room as the Obamas, and he had them pee on the bed. So some really juicy stuff that shows Comey wanted to tell the now president-elect that the government knew this stuff. And so this would, everybody was very nervous about telling Donald Trump this information. Comey even talked to Obama about this, and Obama was like, good luck with that. And they didn't all want to talk about the prostitution situation with Donald Trump, so Comey was actually appointed to do that, have a one-on-one conversation with Trump about that. And so they went to the Trump Towers. They had a whole entire, armored SUVs, all these super important, the CIA director, FBI director, obviously James Comey, and just so many important people coming into the Trump Towers to deliver this information. And this would actually be Comey's first face-to-face meeting with Trump, too. One of many that would also make Comey incredibly uncomfortable. And so when they reached the room, Comey and his team briefed the Trump team, which was Trump's top aides, including the vice president. And actually, during this briefing, Comey was surprised at the lack of interruption that he faced, but also the lack of questions. The only question Trump asked was, did it affect the result? Which Comey's team responded that wasn't a part of their job, and they didn't that wasn't their part of the job to analyze that part of the investigation. And Comey said the most telling part of the conference was this lack of questions. No questions about Russia's future threat or how the U.S. would defend itself from these threats. Actually, instead of asking any questions, immediately in front of Comey and his team, Trump's team started to talk about how they could use these findings for a political advantage. So that just really showed you where their headspace was at. And then after that briefing about Russia's interference with the elections, Comey and Trump spoke alone about the prostitutes. And in this meeting, Comey quickly found that Trump was one of the most incompetent leaders he had ever met. Trump was completely defensive. He said a guy like him would never need such a service. Then he kind of went on, without Comey even talking about this at all, he went on almost bragging about the amount of sexual assault cases that he had been accused of and how, all those women are lying. And this conversation kind of brought up in Comey's mind about the reemergence of the La Cosa Nostra, and Trump wanted loyalty from Comey. Something as an FBI director Comey could not offer. And this is really for the rest of the book, Comey's huge struggle with Trump and pretty much why Comey got fired. It wasn't because of Hillary's emails. It was because of Trump wanting loyalty. So yeah, that was just the beginning of, and actually the introduction of Trump in the book. And what the rest of, until chapter 19, I think it is, what the book is really about. So thanks for heading on into the R.I.P. AP Lit podcast. And Sophia, why don't you take us out here, Sophia?
Hi, Mr. Leach.
You have to say bye.
Oh. Welcome to...
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we can't edit this or else I would edit that part out. So goodbye.